Please, we need to get out of here now. Please, what are you doing?
Everything okay in there?
Yeah, we're all good.
Anything we can get you?
No, we'll just be a minute.
We can't let on. Yeah? We can't look stressed or scared. We just have to go out there and be completely normal.
This is my husband, Ben.
I'm Patrick Feld. This is my wife, Kira. You have to come and visit us. The West Country, really, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's so quiet around here. Don't even have any neighbors?
Agnes, love, you have to eat your vegetables. And we don't chew with our mouths open.
Please, could you stop telling my daughter what to do?
You don't criticize other people's children. You should say sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Louise.
Louise, is there anything you'd like to say?
Cold water therapy, proven to boost the immune system.
And we didn't bring our swimsuits.
Oh, that's all right. You can keep your knickers on.
You shouldn't be shy, Louise. Got a great body.
Oh, thank you.
I admire you. Louise is a great woman. I've always wanted a family like yours.
Mom, something's not right with him.
What is wrong with you?
I want to back up the car, and I want to leave now.
Oh no, that is really bad luck. I know we can both be
A bit much. They're gonna kill us.
What?
He went dead.
Mom?
out here. You're either predator or you're prey.
I need you to be brave. You guys have been...
Just a breath of fresh air. Oh, well, that is very sweet of you to say.
Oh, hello and welcome. Wow. Sorry, just watching that trailer again, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Hello and welcome to the periodic table of awesome. I'm very charming, but then I'm not and a bit scary too. Hello, Jill.
Hello.
You're gonna stay with us for the whole podcast, are you, Jill? Huh?
Get me out of here.
Oh, God, yuck. Ew.
Yeah. There's a lot of ick in this movie.
Oh my God, yeah. So hi, welcome. Tonight there's just the two of us. And apparently we didn't discuss before starting the podcast, but on Tuesdays we wear white.
Yeah. Yes.
And now the fashion police are coming for me. Or is that at your time? I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm gonna bloody hell. Can't do a fucking podcast in silence. Jesus.
No, fuck them. They just come for you all the time.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you, Jill?
I'm well. How you doing?
I'm real good. I'm excited to be talking about this one actually because I wasn't expecting anything.
Oh.
No, like
you weren't expecting to sit in a movie?
Yeah. Okay. I may have been expecting to sit in a movie, but when you say a thing and say it's a Blumhouse film,
Mm-hmm.
my expectations tend to take a pretty fucking sharp nosedive.
Look, in that trailer, they mentioned the good Blumhouse movies, okay? There have been quite a lot of stinkers.
There have
been quite a lot of stinkers from Blumhouse, but in recent years, they have been knocking it out of the park. So The Black Phone was very good. Megan was very good. What was the other one in the trailer? They said.
I know
Invisible Man.
I was going to say Invisible Man is one they come to.
Yes.
Karina's asking, did anyone see Night Swim?
No.
I did not. But
that one.
Yeah, I'd heard that essentially it was a thing about a scary swim, and I was like, yeah. I think we can do better than that. Yeah, I think when they're at their best, they're doing what is referred to, and I kind of hate the name, as elevated horror.
Oh,
Yeah, like where it's sort of concept horror, and it's not just slasher, not just blood and guts for the sake of blood and guts.
yeah. Well, horror, I think, is a very wide arcing genre. There's a lot of different, areas that it covers. And this was, I think, like psychological horror.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think I'd watched the trailer maybe before, like not that trailer though. I'd watched, so that's the second trailer for the film. I think I'd watched the first trailer and kind of had an image of what we were getting into. But I don't think I quite expected what it was. And Karina saying that she prefers the thrillers to the slashers. I personally would have probably classed this more as a thriller.
Yes. I agree. I feel like the Blumhouse slashers get a little bit camp and a little bit like gore for the sake of gore. There's not really any, like intellectual plot happening.
No. And I mean, a lot of people would say, really, horror intellectual plot? And I'm like, well, yeah, there can be.
Yes.
And like the Invisible Man, I actually thought was a really smart film. Like creepy, but also like playing on ideas of stalkers and that feeling of violence. Yeah, absolutely. And the feeling of never being safe, because I quite like the idea in that it's like the Invisible Man is actually the person who's just always watching you. People who suffered domestic violence or stalkers or whatever all have their Invisible Man because they're just always there, and you never really know whether they're gonna just show up and fuck your life up. So, but we're not reviewing that.
No.
But I could have a great time. You're quite the horror fan, aren't you, Jill?
I am. I do like a scary movie. Unfortunately, I'm usually the only one in my group that does, so I don't get to enjoy them with other people as often as I would like.
Yeah. I'm not generally a horror person unless it's sci-fi horror.
Oh, okay.
I like Alien and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. And sometimes I dig like the psychological horror stuff. But yeah, I guess I probably usually lean more towards the thriller kind of thing. Do you remember the first like scary movie? Sorry, I sound like a dude out of fucking string. What's your favorite scary movie, Sydney?
Probably the original Japanese Ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So when I started hardcore.
Yeah, like you went straight in the middle of fucking J horror.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And then I think that's kind of where it all kicked off for me, because it's my version of what do you call it? Like extreme sports. You know how people get an adrenaline rush from like doing dangerous things or whatever. This is where I get my adrenaline rush from. And not just anxiety in everyday life, but like from horror movies as well. I feel like there's probably something a little bit more controllable about watching a horror movie than just experiencing my life.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that with horror movies, because it is that kind of thing of like it's controlled fear.
Yeah.
And it's within the guide rails of the four edges of the screen, and also the time frame. It's going to be 90 minutes, and then the scaring will be done.
Yeah. And the monsters are usually, visible, except for in the case of Invisible Man, but and so it's different to the thoughts that I wrestle with in my head, because it's all what ifs. and what I'm watching on the TV is like, this is happening, and how are people getting away from what is happening to them?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think back, like, because I guess I have quite a active imagination as a kid. So like horror movies just were not my thing at all. Like I saw the cover to Nightmare on Elm Street in a video store, and just the skull with the claws and that shit was enough to keep me awake at night for many, many months, afraid that the claw man was going to get me. I never watched the fucking film.
You know what? The Ring wasn't the first scary movie. Now that I think about it, it was Critters.
Oh.
And I was probably 8.
Oh, God.
And it terrified me for a very long time, where I couldn't like walk near a bed because I was afraid of them running out from underneath and grabbing my feet. I couldn't walk past a couch because I thought they'd come running out and grabbing me. There was a lot of the floor is lava.
The jump from the near the bed onto the bed.
Yes.
So that nothing could grab you on the way through.
100%. That was the first one. Then there might have been a little bit of Chucky in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then it wasn't until my teenage years where I sought out horror movies, and that was when I watched The Ring.
Right. Yeah. So I think for me...
But it was just parents making mistakes in the beginning.
I think one of the first, like, I was terrified of horrors because of the video covers, so I stuck it well and truly away from. Adsky says, "Is Gremlins a child-friendly horror?" 100%.
Yeah, I do remember watching that as a child too.
Yeah, I was like, Gremlins was the first thing that I ever watched that like. So I saw Gremlins and Ghostbusters on the same weekend, and Ghostbusters had a couple of moments of abject pants-shitting terror, but Gremlins is the one that stuck with me as being fun but scary. And so, yeah, that was sort of my introduction to different types of horror that kind of worked in different ways. But it wasn't until quite a lot later that I actually started to engage with scary movies, horrors. And, yeah, and now I'm an occasional participant. Like, you know, we watched The Nun a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, that was kind of scary and a bit fucking creepy and also kind of dumb. And these things, you know, quite often are a bit kind of dumb. Anyway, all of this brings us to this film, which is called Speak No Evil.
Yes.
And which is interestingly based on a 2023 Dutch film.
Wow. It's a bit early to be remaking a movie. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? That was my take on it too. I was like, hang on. Had they finished the Dutch film before they put the fucking... But apparently they had. And we will have a look at the trailer for the Dutch film a little bit later on. But shall we do a synopsis?
Please.
Okay. Now, I realized I haven't done the music appropriately, but I do have a piece of music that will make sense after you've watched the film. Which is, you know, not helpful for the people that haven't, but there you go, shit happens. Okay. Here we go. Right. A dream holiday turns into a living nightmare when an American couple and their daughter spend the weekend at a British family's idyllic country estate. That's a fucking shit synopsis.
Is that it?
Yes.
That's barely just like, that's just like kind of the start of the premise. That's not.
I know
barely
it's
any of the
barely
synopsis.
the premise at all.
I
You
guess
know?
you could follow that up with, and then shenanigans ensued. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go with shenanigans.
Yes.
I do feel like that is where we're at. A lot of shenanigans. But there you go. That is the beautiful work of the banquet. Okay, we're going to stop that now because, quite frankly, we're going to start singing loudly, obnoxiously.
Turn into the periodic table of karaoke.
Anyway, yeah, and also we probably just got DCMA.
Oh yeah,
so, you know that
that
whole fucking synopsis is probably going to be cut out on YouTube. I'm sorry. Anyway, wasn't a very good synopsis, so shit happens.
Terrible.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. How would you synopsize it? Because that is honestly a terrible synopsis.
Yeah, I mean it's normal family meets other family on holiday. Strikes up friendship, visits their estate, and shit gets fucked.
yeah, that's pretty spot on, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's all that synopsis was lacking. It was just lacking the shit gets fucked bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, no real mention of the ongoing fucking psychological terror of James McAvoy or you know, the complicated relationships between the protagonists, between Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy, who I still think has a silly name.
A lot of Americans have stupid names.
Yeah.
No offense to our American viewers, but when you have names like Tag and Brick and Randy, like, I'm sorry, they're just not normal.
And Scoot.
Scoot.
Scoot's not a name, it's an adjective or an adverb. I don't
It's
know.
what your dog does all across the carpet. Little Scoot.
Yeah. Scoot McNairy from Donaldson's Dairy, scooting all over the carpet.
Love it.
Okay, so what worked for you about this film, Jill?
Oh my god. Okay, I think like definitely putting myself in the family, like the protagonist family's shoes was, you know, the easiest thing to get on board with in this movie because they're just normal people. And trying to deal not deal with, but like trying to figure out a person who is very hard to read is such a difficult thing to do. And James McAvoy's character is so unpredictable. He has like a brand of humor where he kind of like is very affable, but then he'll lead you down a path where you think, oh, this guy's telling me the truth, but this is very concerning. And then when you're like, I don't like this anymore, he flips it on its head and is like, ha, it's just kidding. Oh, I can't believe you bought that. And it kind of like lures you into like this false sense of security where you're like, oh, okay, that's his personality. It's quite abrasive, but I'll just go with it because if I don't, then I'll look like an asshole. So,
and that's the key fucking thing. It's yes, it is gaslighty, but
yes,
what it does really well is kind of question the whole thing of polite manners. Like I think I kind of jokingly said to you afterwards that this, you know, there's comedy of manners. Well, this to me was the thriller of manners. Like that it was a kind of feeling of he's unstable, he's mercurial, and you're never entirely you know, sure which way is he going to go. Is he going to take something badly? Is he going to laugh it off? Is it going to be shits and giggles? Is it, you know, and even from the first moment that they go to the farm, like they arrive, you know, just at dinner time, and he's saying, you know, I'm going to feed dinner that I've cooked, and is trying to feed Goose to a vegetarian. And from that first fucking moment, it's like, this is a power play, but it's all about, it's polite to do the right thing and just smile and say thank you.
Like, these are two sets of people that don't know each other very well. So you're kind of playing like a game of face with these people of like, you know, I want to have some leverage here in this relationship because we're still kind of new and working it out. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to come across as a person that is not likable. So therefore, to what level will I put up with this kind of behavior from somebody that I don't particularly know very well to save face?
Yeah. And will I, you know, will it be the things about my family that I get protective about? And it's interesting that almost every time the family gets impolite is when it's around their family. And no, you can't say that to my child, or no, this is an internal problem with our family, you don't get to have a say in it, that kind of thing. And it's I found it fascinating. I really did, because it wasn't what I was expecting. Even from the trailer, I was like, okay, this is going to be some kind of a scary psychological horror, you know, possibly a Wicker Man kind of thing. You know, there's hints early on that maybe it's going to go down this path of like a religious cult, or, you know, Britain has this weird flavor of horror that they do really well. Like there's films like In the Earth or The Wicker Tree or The Wicker Man and stuff, which is sort of paganism horror.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that maybe we were going to go there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of where I thought we may have been going. But it just kind of hit it off on a totally different direction. And it just worked for me so well.
Yeah, definitely.
I was really pleased. I was really pleased to be watching something that wasn't just, oh, okay, they're just creepy cultists or whatever. Yeah, it's intelligent, and that's a really fun thing to run into from a horror.
Yeah, it's funny because they managed to build this tension around like normal everyday social interactions, and for some people that could be quite terrifying, like people that don't like having social interactions on a daily basis. Like these get pushed to the extreme.
Yeah, and some of them are like really cringeworthy, like moments where you're sitting and going, fuck.
There was even some moments where I was like, I actually kind of think that was funny, and maybe and that's kind of where James McAvoy, his character, manages to bring the guard down of this family, because there's a moment where they're on this holiday in Italy, and there's another couple that are quite annoying, and they don't want to have dinner with these people again to have to listen to these bloody stories. So when this couple comes into the restaurant where they're having lunch, James McAvoy's character says, "Oh, hi guys, do you want to come and sit with us? Have you eaten yet? Come on over." It's like, we're just having a discussion about whether we scrunch or fold our toilet paper when we take a shit. He's like, I'm a scruncher, she's a folder, what about you? And they get so disgusted and leave. And then they all just kind of have a bit of a giggle at the table. And I'm like, see, I think that's kind of funny. Like at first, like you're completely like cringing on the inside because you're like, don't call these people over. We're just talking about how shit they are. We hate them.
They're boring as fuck. This boring Dutch couple.
And then he flips the thing and like turns it into a joke. And then they're like, oh, okay, haha, that was really funny. Oh, he's a really clever guy.
Yeah. And
then
makes
it
him
keeps escalating.
Yeah, all the time. Makes him really likable, makes him quite charming.
Yeah.
And you can see why they would be like, oh, yeah, let's go and hang out with them. Let's go and spend a long weekend or something like that.
Get to
Wouldn't
know
that be
them more.
nice?
Yeah.
And they are a friendly family. They are, quite charming when you first meet them.
Mm-hmm.
All of the family seem, like they're a little surprising, but at the same time, nice. Ashlyn, Franciosi, Aisling. I think it's pronounced Ashlyn, but I'm never entirely sure because it's an Irish name and it could be pronounced Nev.
Unlikely, but okay.
You never know. She is sort of the good foil to McAvoy. That she's the one that, hey, I got it right. She's the one that kind of anytime he goes too far in one direction, she'll kind of balance that out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that this is later on. You can see that this is a very well rehearsed performance.
Yeah,
like they know how to keep each other on target to get the thing that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the only thing that kind of undermines all of it is the son, Ant.
Yes. And I mean, why wouldn't you trust a couple that have a child with a disability? Like, they're good people. They're looking after a son with a congenital deformity that nobody bothered to Google. Like, oh yeah, our son has a congenital deformity where his tongue is too small for his head, so therefore he can't form speech patterns. And we're like, just buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Let's just go with it.
Yep.
But also because Patty pretends or says, that he's a doctor, straight away you're like, okay, that's 100% believable. I'm on board with this.
Not just any doctor. He works for Médecins Sans Frontières, and you're like, oh my god, okay, charity doctor.
Yeah. It's it's putting all of these sort of social cues in to say these people are good, these people are safe, these people are funny and likable, and also Louise and Ben have their own shit going on. They've got their problems that they're dealing with. Also, their daughter has some things that she's dealing with. Mm-hmm. So, Agnes, what did you think of her?
I mean, pretty sure last week I talked about how much I didn't like children. So, so a 12-year-old girl with a stuffed animal security blanket is pretty low on the list of things that I like. So,
yeah. And one of those things that, like, there are those moments in the film where you're just like, fuck, because...
Yes. It's like, get over it. I'm definitely on board with Ben, with the father, on the, like, shit girl, you're 12. Like, fucking grow up.
Yeah. We may have to put the soft, fluffy bunny down now.
Yeah.
Especially...
The soft parenting is not working.
Yeah. Especially when the soft parenting may, in fact, be getting you into a position where you may be killed. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, it sort of moves pretty well for quite a while, and it's very much about this growing unease and this feeling of like, shit's not quite right. Mm-hmm. But then when it kind of ramps up, ooh, doggy, does it ramp up.
Yeah, it gives us a real, I would call it The Shining end to a film where, you've got a pretty much, there's a spree happening.
Yeah.
It's very much, trapped in the house. If you've seen The Shining and you know what happens, the final scene is pretty reminiscent of that, I think.
Yeah, it's also very reminiscent of another film called Straw Dogs. Which it's very deliberately referencing. So if you've ever seen it, you kind of go, oh, okay, right. A lot of people who have seen Home Alone. So a lot of Home Alone, that whole building traps around the house and everything, that was all referencing straw dogs. And so this is kind of referencing that, but in its own special twisty kind of way. But the thing is, it's tense all the way through.
Yeah.
And it works at a really solid click. And even the moments where you feel like the tension is being let down, like you are being let off the hook, it just ratchets it back straight up again, and it does it really well.
Yeah. Look, I'm not someone that falls for visual jump scares. I usually see them coming a mile off. This had audio jump scares, and they got me every time.
That's true, didn't it? Yeah.
It was just like a sudden break in the sound with like a sharp noise, and I was jumping out of my seat. Twice I did it.
Yes, I can confirm.
There's a couple of jolts, wasn't there?
Yeah, here and there.
Came out of the recliner.
Yeah, I know, they were real comfortable chairs, but even by the end of it, I was like, "Oh, it is so good at making you uncomfortable, and it's so interesting the way that it does it. Like, and it's got some really cool shit that it's trying to ask questions about around, like, I guess, the politeness of politics, or the politics of politeness, if you want to go the other way around. Sure. And there's some good comedy in there too. Like, there's definitely moments where, as you say, like, you know, they go out for dinner at one point to this incredibly expensive restaurant.
Yeah.
And once again, the politeness of politics, or the other way around, whatever, you know.
The way around. It's the other way around.
Yeah. So you had cops coming before. I've had a plane going over the top. So sorry about that. Apparently they're coming for me, just in a different form of attention. So, you know what we might do? We'll have a look. I just want, so that people can compare, let's have a quick look at the Dutch version of it. So this is the one that came out in 2023. And I found it fascinating just to see two versions of essentially the same film. And I do want to ask a question of you all about whether or not remakes are even necessary sometimes.
I want to toast to Italy, of course, to the food, of course, and to love. To love. Salute.
Dear Louise, Björn, and Agnes, how are you? We were just talking the other day how nice it was spending time with you this summer. We would love to invite you to come to visit us.
Yeah, you made it! Sorry for the mess. It's gonna get much worse. Come on. He's been cooking all day. He's making wild boar.
This is for you.
I'm a vegetarian.
I insist. I insist. Wat zijn jullie boodschap?
Hi, Abel.
Abel has some difficulty speaking.
He has what you call congenital aglossia, meaning basically he's born without a tongue.
He's only a child, for Christ's sake.
You can't talk to him that way. What is wrong with you?
We have a situation here. Someone left without saying goodbye.
So many things have felt so wrong.
Because we do things differently.
No one's forcing you to stay, but I really hope you do, because today is gonna be a great day.
Okay. It makes me so angry that we saw the Blumhouse version last week and not this, because
Thank you.
That is the exact same film.
Yep. It's the
Why?
exact same fucking film.
This film was in English dialogue. Why didn't they just market it here? That is the exact same movie. Every scene looked exactly the same. The dialogue was exactly the same. That's insane.
Yeah. This is the thing I wanted to talk about, because when I
The
heard that it
names
was
were
a
the
Dutch,
same.
I know. When I heard that it was a remake of a Dutch film, I assumed it was in a different language.
Like a 5-year-old movie and in Danish.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was a 2023 movie, also in Danish, I can kind of understand why you might go, hey, this is really good. Let's remake it in English.
Sure.
But what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of feels like it's a real kick in the ass to the original film to like just completely remake it for a Western audience. Well, you can't even call it a Western audience. It's in Europe. Jesus Christ, for an American audience, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They probably couldn't deal with the accents, I guess.
I'm guessing accent. I mean, Elskanoga is saying that it's English with some dialogue in Danish and Dutch. So
sure, but you just whack a bit of subtitles up. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's not that hard to deal with the fucking subtitles down the bottom of the screen. The only reason I can think of to do it is essentially to put some names in it.
Yeah. I guess that's how you get bums in seats, don't you?
Yeah. You put James McAvoy in it, you put Mackenzie Davis in it, you put Scoot.
But Scoot McNairy.
I couldn't even finish the sentence. And McAvoy is a big draw card. Like, he will get people watching this film.
But Predator makes a really good point. Parasite didn't get an Americanized version, and that won an Oscar. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. I just found it so weird when I went and looked at that trailer, and I just went, well, fuck me, it's in English.
Yeah, and it's the same fucking movie.
Okay, cool. And so to all y'all out there, when you make the decision as to whether or not you're going to go and watch whichever one of these films.
I mean, are you going to go to the cinema, or are you going to get a Shudder subscription and watch it online?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like there are some differences, not many. There were scenes that were set inside that were outside in the other one, but
yeah, it's not enough to not enough differences for me. I don't think it would change the outcome of the film either.
No, I don't think so at all. So how would you rate it, Jill? Now, and I know that's really hard now because
fuck you. Yeah, now I know that there was fucking a movie that was just as good a quality that we didn't see, and now I got to rate this bastardized version.
I kind of wanted to just throw it at you and see what it did, and it turns out it's just made things real confusing.
I did really like this movie. I thought, it is clever to play on the social anxiety and pressures of politeness. It's just something that's unusual and I haven't seen done before. I thought James McAvoy just gave such a fucking amazing performance. He does it like the most nuanced acting, like with his face and like with his actions, like his gestures and his body language and that kind of stuff. It's amazing. He's truly a very good actor. I think I would give it somewhere like an 89. So I quite liked it. It was a good movie. I'd recommend it to people. Yeah,
I'm right up there with you. Like, I came out of it with a really strong sense of like, shit, this was a good film. Like, it was smart. It was, it had lots of really interesting commentary on society. you know, like the way that they're arguing over, you know, I guess the social norms of being a middle class, pretty average kind of couple. And if you can kind of skewer that a little bit and ask questions, oh yeah, you know, you're making decisions getting around in your Tesla. You know, are you okay with drift netting for the fish that you eat, even though you're not comfortable with eating ethically grown pig or whatever? You know, all of those kind of questions. There's some interesting stuff in there, but yeah, you come for McAvoy because he's just fucking so interesting to watch, and yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm totally with you. I'm going to go 89 as well because I really dug it. Is it a 90 film? I'm taking a point off because there's another film out there that's exactly
exactly. I do want to watch the Dutch one now, though.
Yeah, me too.
Just to like compare notes.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. You can rent the original for $5 on Google Play. So make the choice.
Easy. I mean, it's cheaper than go to the movies. I don't know.
Yes,
a cinema these days that still does a $5 ticket.
God, I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Does Adski Cinema have $5 tickets?
Yeah.
I feel like that might have been something they've said at some point. They're like very cheap movie tickets.
I think
I used to go to the cinema on Demerick Street in Campbelltown, and they used to do $5 tickets. But that was when I was in high school, so we're talking like a million years ago.
I must admit, I had friends who lived out in Campbelltown at one point, and yeah, there was still a cinema even then that did like $10 tickets. So, and
it's gone up from 5 to 10.
Yeah, well, you know,
inflation.
God damn. Yeah. Oh man. And one thing I will say, holy shit, McAvoy's put some bulk on. Like,
oof.
Dang.
Yeah, he was stacked.
Yes. Me, who is straight as a die, looked at him and went, "Oh, doggy." In that voice, inside my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You didn't know that, did you? Right. Well, we'll have a quick look at just another little puff piece from the film, and then we will move on to some of the other shit that we're going to talk about. Yay!
It's great working with Blumhouse again. They just know how to create a really good horror film.
You have to come and visit.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Speak No Evil is terrifying. I play Patrick Feld. He's apparently a doctor.
Thank God there's a doctor in the house.
I'm not a doctor.
But didn't you say you were a doctor?
Did I? But really, he's much more about family life and country life. But there's a darkness underneath that.
No! Daddy! What's wrong with you?
The minute he gets toxic, he balances it with something to justify it. We're just sad to see you go. He's all about enjoyment. He's playing games.
You got a nail. That's bad luck.
And he's absolutely having fun doing it.
Why are you doing this?
Because you let us.
Patty, you're terrible. Terrible.
You do not know the half of it.
Speak no evil.
Only speak evil in the trailer, just at the end. So what have you been watching, Jill? What's been happening in your world? And also to everybody out in the chat, tell us the things you've been watching. Throw some.
Yeah, has anyone seen Beetlejuice yet?
I still haven't watched it, and I'm intrigued because I want to know whether it's any good.
I don't know when I'm going to get time to see that. But on Sunday, Mum and I binged The Perfect Couple on Netflix. And it was the best trash TV that I've had in a while.
And I am precisely 1.5 episodes away from finishing The Perfect Couple.
Oh, nice. I thought you were going to say 1.5 in.
No, I am, most of the way through. Yeah. And yeah, I got to say, it's perfect trash.
I know. Like the first episode, okay, here's the game. The first episode, you're like, okay, who do you think did it? Yep. I had long odds on the youngest son being the murderer because I thought, maybe he's got like an instant thing going on. Who knows? And then I'm like, because the obvious one is that it was either the husband or the wife. Like,
yeah, Yeah,
of course. That's
it's
the
always
easy pick.
yeah, but and
Who's your money on? Who's your money on, Queenie?
So let's have a quick look while
Am I under
we're
arrest?
talking about it.
Or can I go get something to eat?
That guy,
They're rich.
Kill someone and get away with it.
The son from he was from one of the Transformers films, and he's got the thickest Irish accent. But in this, he's the most perfect American dickhead douchebag.
Yes.
And is he no, he's not. What's his name? Benji? No. All of the fucking kids have dumb names.
Oh yeah. Benji, but that's probably short for Benjamin, right?
Yeah,
The husband's called Tag. That's
Tag, exactly.
That's a dumb American name.
Nantucket
Fund
would afford us.
Yeah.
That guy on the screen now. What a spectacular dickhead.
But that's like the best part of trash TV is where you have like the absolute assholes, and you're like, I hope they get what's coming to them.
Anyone who spends time at the house.
Nicole, that brow does not move. That brow is frozen in a moment in time.
Yeah. Yes, which is a very different moment from the rest of her body and the rest of her face. But
also, she has an appalling wig. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever made her wig for this needs to be fired because it's just terrible.
Yeah. Well, though, my partner made the point that also that fucking opening sequence can die.
When it started, my mum was like, "Oh, this dance went viral on TikTok," and I'm like, "What?" And I made sure we skipped it every episode.
Yep, me too. It was this super annoying.
And then it became a joke where mum was like, "Quick, it's playing!" So I had to like quickly skip it. He's like, "You love it," and I'm like, "Fuck."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you look at Nicole Kidman there, and you're like, "This is not a human face."
Oh, she did do an eyebrow thing.
I know. I just saw the wrinkles. That was the only time.
It must have been at the end of the shoot where the Botox was wearing off.
Yeah.
Because there was a scene where she's like full emoting and she's like getting really amped up and the eyes are going wider, but this is just not.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you do that, Nicole?
Botox. Just shit tons of Botox.
Anyway.
So Adsky has chimed in. He has watched Beetlejuice. Strange, wacky, nailed the Tim Burton gothic thing really, really well. Which that's essentially all I want from it.
So it's just Tim Burton being Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Everybody back.
Well, not everybody. Jeffrey.
The dead people aren't back.
Well, no, there's another guy, Jeffrey Wright. No, not Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey. I can't think of the guy's name, but no, close. He was a pedophile.
Oh, all right. Well, we don't invite those people back.
Yeah, no, he's not back in the line. He's not rocking his body in time. So yeah, do you recommend The Perfect Couple?
If you are looking for like garbage TV with like a murder storyline, a whodunit with like awful people, and you can't wait to see what happens next, 100% this is for you.
Yeah.
It's along the lines of revenge. Oh God, what else?
So not quite Desperate Housewives, but
no, it doesn't have the comedy of Desperate. Oh, White Lotus, yeah, it's along the lines of stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
There was also another one that was shot on the Gold Coast with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, The Nine Perfect Strangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's along those lines as well. It's a very like Pretty Little Lies. Wait. No? What was that show called? Fuck, the one with Reese Witherspoon. No, the one with Reese Witherspoon in it.
Oh.
Perfect Lies? I think fucking something like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Pretty Little Liars, which is another dumb show, but it wasn't that dumb show.
Yes. And yes, awful people being awful, but in this case, also awful rich people being.
And do you know what? It's only 6 episodes, and they're about 40 to 45 minutes each. So it's very much doable within a day.
Absolutely.
I started at around 10 and I was knocked off by 3. So I went and had a nap. Great Sunday.
Yeah, I think we've watched it over about 2 nights, and it's very, very painless. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So
who's your
somebody
pick
else.
for the murderer, though? Who do you reckon did it?
Oh, I almost don't want to look at your face in case I get it right.
I'll just do Nicole. Go.
I personally think it's the housekeeper. I think, I think that the housekeeper who has been lusting after Tag for too many years finally decided that was enough, and she wanted to.
Did think it was the housekeeper in the final episode. I'm like, maybe it was the housekeeper.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it sounds like I'm wrong there.
Maybe. Well, no, you could be right because every episode I picked somebody else. So
yeah, right.
But it was the final episode. I'm like, oh, maybe it was the housekeeper.
Okay. Well, look, it's if you enjoy a bit of just kind of dumb, almost quasi Knives Out kind of stuff, but without the intelligent mystery solving sleuth in the middle of it.
None of the comedy, just the trash.
Yeah, so much trash. Speaking of, actually, no, I was going to say speaking of trash, but this is something that we both saw the trailer for and were like, oh, that looks great. So I'm going to show you this and hopefully it all ends up being rather good. Hang on, that's the end of the fucking trailer.
Another 83 days, and then we're done. Let's savor every moment.
Christ, what a mess.
Not panicking. Just take 5, everyone! Everything's exploding at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and the movie is a scrotum resting on a razor's edge.
The studio man is coming.
Welcome to the future of getting reamed out.
Hey, team, what's up?
Fuck. I've eaten a lot of shit for this movie. Subway foot long, but of turds.
Oh my god. Can we internalize our panic?
God, this is so rewarding.
Everything okay?
Everything's completely amazing.
Be straight with me. Do you buy me as a guy who can make earthquakes happen?
You're the greatest actor who ever lived. Really? Don't make me repeat myself, because I won't.
Why are we shooting, John? What else do I need to know?
Holy fucking shit, the studio's on fire! Okay, it's just some houses. We're back, everyone. We must shoot. We will shoot. Hey, Siri, read new messages.
We need to talk about the divorce. I don't care if you're busy with your shitty movie for masturbating fuck nerds. Crying face emoji, crying face emoji.
What a day.
Okay.
That looks so good.
I am so in for that. So
as soon as I saw the start of this trailer, I'm like, wow, that's giving like Avenue 5 vibes, bit of Veep, and what do you know? It's another Armando Iannucci TV series.
Super fucking excited. Yeah, there's something about that kind of really dry humor that I dig. But I also just love the idea that, okay, now's the time where we're going to start skewering the Marvel universe and the big superhero movie things. It just looks
maybe this is giving like Joss Whedon on Justice League.
Oh, that would be amazing. I do love that. Because also, if there's one thing that I feel like we really should be, taking pot shots at, is that whole thing of like, yeah, okay, you've got your director, and now the director's gone. There's a script. Now the script is gone. Now there's no actor. There's just a bunch of pre-production done.
Daniel Bruhl's line in that trailer was like, I've eaten a lot of turds, just like a foot-long sandwich of turds.
And having also played in the Marvel Cinematic
Universe.
Exactly. I am totally on board with it. I'm very excited for that. Cannot wait. I am very, very down for it. Now, something else.
I mean, I'm sad because like they did cancel Avenue 5. We're not going to get like another series to tell us if anybody got back to Earth or not.
Yeah.
Which I'm so sad about because I love that show. But at least I've got something to fill the space.
The Iannucci hole, whatever you want to fuck. That's a
We
phrase I'll never use again.
We got some of the same actors from that series as well, so
yeah,
that's fun.
He obviously has people that he enjoys working with, so
yeah.
Now, the other one that you have been watching this week that I haven't caught yet, so I'm kind of keen to see what this is all about.
Where are all my Greek mythology gays? Because bring it in. We have got Kaos. That's Kaos on Netflix. And it's giving a little bit, if anyone's familiar with musicals, a bit of Hades Town. It's Greek mythology, but in the modern day setting.
Humans, when they're not scared.
And I've heard a few people talking about it. And I mean, I was kind of on board the moment I saw Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Look at what we've done.
Jeff Goldblum is Zeus. There is the pantheon of gods. And then we have like the humans that are, playing their parts. But like Hades Town, it is like mostly based around the myth of Eurydice and Orpheus. So if you're familiar with that story, we get to follow that in the show.
Oh, okay, that's exciting. Because that is one of the Greek myths that I enjoy and like.
Cool.
And also kind of intrigued to know how they're going to explore the idea of the underworld.
Everything in the underworld, like you see here, is shot in black and white, which is amazing. And like the contrast on it is beautiful. The characters are incredibly diverse. We have
Suck a dick. Hey.
we have a character, I've forgotten their name. I've forgotten their name, but they are a trans man actor playing a trans man in the show who was an Amazon. So it's like, what happens if an Amazonian girl becomes trans? They have to leave the Amazons. So any boys that were born in an Amazon tribe were kicked out. They were ostracized. So what happens if a girl transitions? They have to leave. And then there was a whole storyline around one of the characters and their transition and what that meant with like leaving their family and their clan and that kind of stuff. So some interesting stuff.
Yeah,
really good.
Okay, that's kind of cool, because when I first sort of saw it, I thought it almost looked a bit like a comedy kind of when you see Jeff Goldblum, quite often there is kind of, is it going to be just a kind of breezy comedy?
It's more drama. There are some like dry humor moments, but I wouldn't call it a comedy series. Yeah, definitely more a drama. But
that's kind of put me onto a different vibe with it, and now I'm actually quite a bit more excited to do it. I love Greek mythology. Ever since I was a kid, I love Greek mythology. And
I think everybody had that phase.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Because every primary school had like a book on Greek myths and stuff like that. They usually had cool illustrations and stuff like that. So yeah, sweet. I'm gonna
highly recommend it. It's very good.
Sweet.
I think I've got 2 episodes left, so I'm looking forward to finishing it.
Predator can get asked the question: less comedy than Miracle Workers?
Zero comedy compared to Miracle Workers.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely not funny.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just say this is something that popped up on my list today, and I thought super excited about this coming out. Honestly, can't come out soon enough, but at the same point, I'm also sad because it's the last time we get to do it. So this is the trailer for the final season of Lower Decks.
No!
Years, they have thrilled us with their adventures, amazed us with their discoveries, and inspired us with their courage.
I love that he does the Henry Cavill thing.
Their ship has journeyed beyond imagination. Her name has become legend. Her crew, the finest ever assembled.
Don't you give me that sarcastic Vulcan salute!
We have traveled with them from one corner of the galaxy to the other.
Oopsie.
They have been our guides, our protectors, and our friends.
Lower decks! Lower decks! Lower decks! Lower decks! Lower decks!
Now you are invited to join them for one last adventure.
What
whoa. Is he talking about us?
Yeah, we're like very important.
All right.
This is our last mission.
Yeah, right. We're not done voyaging.
We aren't?
No way, man. We've hardly even cracked one quadrant yet. Come on, Loims.
Mariner!
All right, party people. What's the bish? Man, another quantum fissure. This is like the third one this month. Boo, interdimensional portal. What up, Cerritos? This is Captain Becky Freeman.
Make that one
We're going on a little undercover mission.
last.
Post-scarce society throwing out all their jewels and crap.
What a party.
Everything.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
This isn't the end of a story. It's the beginning.
Star Trek. Lower Decks.
You fraternize with Starfleet humans? Ah! Wow, was that your girlfriend? Blue, what crawled up her boob window and died? Anyway, what are we drinking?
No, I'm so sad that this is going to be the last one.
Oh.
Isn't it cheap to make animation? Can't they just keep doing it?
Forever and ever and ever.
Oh.
I know. I'm so fucking sad. Like, okay, yeah, they've got 5 seasons, which is, about what the original series got. So, but at the same time, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And Predicanga makes a really good point. At least they do get a proper ending.
Yeah.
Because, fuck, there's nothing worse than when you're like, oh, I'm watching a show, and then it just stops.
Mm-hmm.
Worst thing in the world. Well, there's lots of stuff coming out. Like, I'm not gonna play it because I'm still fucking angry about it. The trailer, the newest trailer for Wicked has come out.
Yeah.
And once
Why are you
again,
mad?
because there's no fucking singing in the trailer at all. There's no
I thought they did something really bad. Oh,
No.
but it's just okay. Yeah.
no
They're still
singing in the
tricking-
trailer.
They're still tricking people to come and watch it.
Still tricking people. Make me so grumpy. There's no singing in the trailer. Like there's vocals and stuff, but you never see one of the characters singing in line with the vocals. There's no big dance numbers, and there's still nothing to say it's part 1 of 2. I'm like,
Wait, what?
Nothing.
It's a two-parter?
Thank you. Nobody knows, but it like everybody who's sort of been following it and everything. This is the first part of a 2-part film. You get Act 1 now. A year later, you get Act 2.
No. 20-minute interval, and then we get Act 2.
Uh-huh. I know, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is why I'm so shady on it. Like I'm angry that they have never ever in any of the marketing said that it's only half the fucking film.
Also, I can see the whole musical in 3 hours, including interval. So why can't we just have one movie?
Yeah. I know.
I mean, yeah, look, it was based off a series of books, so there's probably a lot more that they're putting in there that wasn't in the musical, so I'll give them that, but far out. I didn't know it was going to be part 1 and part 2.
Yep. And that's the thing. I think that there's going to be millions of people who rock up to watch that movie and then go, what the fuck, when they get to the end and it's to be continued.
Yeah. Tell you
Either
what, it looks really beautiful, though.
It looks real pretty, and that's annoying. God fucking damn it. It looks pretty. So yeah, and I'll be there to watch it, but I'm just still fucking shady on it. So there you go. And yes, they are doing a Dune, but I think pretty much everybody who knew Dune knew that there was going to be another film because they weren't going to do it in one film.
No, they're doing a Dune.
Quick shout out to the passing of James Earl Jones. That was very sad, but also 93. That's a pretty good innings.
Yeah.
I'll be intrigued to know whether he did any work on that new Mufasa film.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Look, thank you so much for joining us. What are we doing next week?
Transformers 1.
Yes. And are you doing it?
No. It's going to be 1 next week.
Just Transformers 1. It's just going to be me. Just me all the time and nobody else. I'll come back.
Gonna be May.
It's
in
gonna
September.
be May. Yes, so we will probably have, I know we're going to have at least one special guest who is the essentially the person who arranges the Transformers Collectors Club of Australia.
Very cool.
So,
you guys are going to have a nerd out next week.
Fucking oath. And I'm very excited because tomorrow night I will be going to the IMAX.
To see it again!
In IMAX.
But look, you probably need a refresher. It was what, a month ago you saw
Yeah,
it?
a month and a half ago or something like that. So I'm kind of like, oh, I can remember what happened. I know there were some robots. Yeah, so yes, Casper, there's 2 screenings happening tomorrow night, one at George Street and one in the IMAX. And apparently the Hemsworth and Brian Tyree Henry are at both. But also, we are doing an interview with the director, Josh Cooley, and the producer, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, as well. So It's happening. It's Transformers all the time around here. Just me, just Transformers. I've gone to fucking overseas. Peter's gone somewhere. Jill, you're busy. What else have you got going on?
I'm charging batteries.
Yeah. What have you got coming up? Have you got like Comic-Cons or anything like coming up?
Oh my god. Not this weekend, the one after. Sydney Oz Comic Con is on.
Nice.
And yeah, then we got one show left for September.
My God.
And it's a little smorgasbord of shows. Going to be talking about a lot of different stuff that's coming out this month. So
yeah, I think we're looking at Rings of Power, looking at
tasting plate of shows.
Yes, charcuterie.
Agatha All Along is another one.
Yes. And the Penguin, I believe.
Oh yeah. The Penguin, forget about it.
Forget about it. And I'm sure that Tari will have a lot to say about Rings of Power because I believe that she has been watching a lot of that. But I'm not sure whether she's still with us or whether she's gone. But yes, we will talk. And Tari's asking, are we doing PAX?
I will be at PAX on the Sunday because the cosplay competition is stacked this year and I need to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of big talent in the cosplay comp this year. So
excellent. Yeah. I'm not looking likely to get down for PAX this year, which is sad because I actually love PAX and it's one of my favorite shows of the year. But I have been disorganized and also haven't gotten my shit together to organize some work and stuff. So at this stage, I may not do PAX this year, which is very sad. Very sad. But that's okay. We're still here every week doing this podcast thing. And we thank you so much for joining us. As always, send us voice notes on your phone. Please rate us on whatever podcast system that you use to listen to us. That the ratings do help other people to find us. And as always, thanks you. Just look after each other. Be lovely. Continue to be the wonderful people that you are. Cool.
Stay awesome.
Exactly. Thanks, Jill. See you next week.
Ya.
Bye.
I wanna live in a world full of heroes, not sit here counting zeros in a cubicle downtown. I wanna look out my window, see 'em flying, and swing across the horizon as I cheer 'em on so proud. The powered girl keeps staring at her face, and call Colossus and have him teach me ways, and then we'd exercise. I'd be one of the guys. The martial arts from iron fists and walls, call Dazzler up and teach her all my songs. Oh, I wanna live in a world full of heroes, not cooking up these heroes at my parents' restaurant now. I wanna yell out Avengers assemble.